Join me as I take on the challenge of exploring stick figures' incredible journey towards resilience and growth. You know, I think we can all agree that life can be tough sometimes. We face obstacles, we make mistakes, and we stumble. But it's how we respond to those challenges that defines who we are and who we can become. That's why I want to share with you a story that I think we can all learn from, the story of a stick figure's journey towards resilience and growth. This little guy has been on quite a ride, and I think you'll be amazed at what he's been through and what he's learned along the way. We're all on this journey together, and I believe that by exploring stick figures' experiences, we can learn a thing or two about our own paths towards resilience and growth. So, let's dive in and see what lessons we can take away from this incredible story. If you find the topic interesting, subscribe to learn about new related topics and stay until the end to find out the end of this journey. Okay, so stick figure's journey begins like many of ours do, with big dreams and high hopes. He sets out to achieve his goals, but things don't quite go as planned. He faces setback after setback, failure after failure. Maybe he tries to build a new skill, but it doesn't come easily. Maybe he tries to make a change in his life, but it's harder than he thought it would be. I think we've all been there, right? We've all faced those moments where we feel like giving up, where it seems like the universe is conspiring against us. But stick figure doesn't give up. He keeps pushing forward, even when it feels like everything is against him. Maybe you've experienced this too. You're trying to make a change, but it feels like the whole world is pushing back against you. You feel like you're taking one step forward, but then you're pushed 2 steps back. It can be incredibly disheartening, but stick figure shows us that even in those moments, we have a choice. We can choose to let those setbacks define us, or we can choose to learn from them and move forward. And that's exactly what stick figure does. He learns from each failure, each mistake, and each obstacle that gets in his way. But it's not just about persevering, it's about perspective too. Stick figure realizes that those setbacks aren't failures, they're just opportunities to learn and grow. And when we shift our perspective like that, we can start to see that even the toughest challenges can be our greatest teachers. So, stick figure keeps pushing forward, and he starts to notice something. He's getting stronger. He's more resilient. He's able to bounce back from those setbacks more quickly, and he's able to learn from them more effectively. And then, something amazing happens. Stick figure starts to apply those lessons to other areas of his life. He starts to see that the skills he's developed, the resilience he's built, can be applied to anything he sets his mind to. He starts to take on new challenges, to pursue new goals, and to push himself in ways he never thought possible. And you know what? He starts to succeed. He starts to achieve those goals, to build new skills, and to create the life he's always wanted. But here's the thing, it's not just about the destination. It's not just about achieving those goals. It's about the journey itself. It's about the person stick figure becomes along the way. Because when we focus on building resilience, when we focus on growing and learning, we become stronger, more confident, and more capable versions of ourselves. And that's what stick figure's journey is all about. So, let's take a closer look at some of the specific challenges stick figure faces, and how he overcomes them. Because I think we can all learn a thing or two from his experiences. One of the biggest challenges stick figure faces is self-doubt. He wonders if he's good enough, if he's capable enough, if he's worthy of achieving his goals. And I think we've all been there, right? We've all doubted ourselves at some point or another. But stick figure shows us that even in the midst of that self-doubt, we have a choice. We can choose to let it consume us, or we can choose to push forward, to focus on our strengths, and to believe in ourselves. And then there's the challenge of fear. Stick figure is afraid of failure, afraid of making mistakes, afraid of not being good enough. And I think we've all been there too. We've all been afraid of what might happen if we take a risk, if we step outside our comfort zones. But stick figure shows us that fear doesn't have to hold us back. He shows us that we can face our fears head on, that we can learn to manage them, and that we can push forward even when it feels scary. Another challenge stick figure faces is procrastination. He puts off making changes, he puts off taking action, and he waits for the perfect moment to start. And I think we've all been there, right? We've all procrastinated at some point or another. But stick figure shows us that procrastination is just a habit, and it's a habit that can be broken. He shows us that we can start taking small steps towards our goals, even when it feels hard, even when it feels overwhelming. And then, of course, there's the challenge of perseverance. Stick figure faces setbacks and failures, and he has to decide whether to give up or to keep pushing forward. And I think we've all been there too. We've all faced those moments where we feel like throwing in the towel. But stick figure shows us that perseverance is key. He shows us that even when it feels like giving up is the easiest option, we can choose to keep pushing forward, to keep moving towards our goals, and to keep believing in ourselves. As stick figure faces these challenges, he starts to learn some valuable lessons. He learns that resilience is key, that perseverance is essential, and that growth is always possible. He learns that even in the toughest moments, he has a choice. He can choose to let those challenges define him, or he can choose to rise above them, to learn from them, and to grow because of them. And I think that's one of the most powerful lessons we can take away from stick figure's journey. We always have a choice. We always have the power to choose how we respond to challenges, how we respond to setbacks, and how we respond to failure. Now, let's talk about the pivotal moment in stick figure's journey that leads to a breakthrough or significant change in perspective. I think the pivotal moment for stick figure comes when he realizes that he's been living someone else's dream. He's been trying to achieve someone else's goals, someone else's vision, and someone else's idea of success. And it's a powerful realization, because it means that he's been living a life that isn't truly his own. He's been living a life that's been defined by others, rather than by his own desires, his own dreams, and his own values. But once he realizes this, he's able to take a step back, to reevaluate his priorities, and to start living a life that's truly his own. And it's a game changer, because it means that he's able to pursue his goals with passion, with purpose, and with a sense of direction. It's a powerful reminder that our lives are our own, and that we have the power to choose how we live them. We have the power to choose our goals, our values, and our dreams. And when we live a life that's truly our own, we're able to find a sense of fulfillment, of purpose, and of direction. So, what can we learn from stick figure's journey? I think the biggest takeaway is that resilience is key. It's not about being perfect, it's not about being immune to challenges, and it's not about being immune to setbacks. It's about being able to bounce back, to learn from those setbacks, and to grow because of them. We also learn that growth is always possible. No matter where we are in our lives, no matter what challenges we're facing, and no matter what setbacks we've experienced, we can always choose to grow, to learn, and to become stronger versions of ourselves. And finally, we learn that we always have a choice. We always have the power to choose how we respond to challenges, how we respond to setbacks, and how we respond to failure. We can choose to let those challenges define us, or we can choose to rise above them, to learn from them, and to grow because of them. So, what's the takeaway from stick figure's amazing journey towards resilience and growth? I think it's simple: we all have the power to choose our own path, to choose our own growth, and to choose our own resilience. Thanks for joining me on this journey into stick figure's world of resilience and growth. If you've got a story of resilience to share, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And if you're looking for more inspiration, be sure to subscribe and see our next video. See you later.